This is the Satin Lounge. Breathe it in. If you're just joining us, we're back with this beautiful couple. Mr. Harrison and Patrick Kilian-White are here with us and sharing these nuggets about love and commitment and just the passion and the rewards that you get from being present in your relationship. And it's appropriate for Valentine's Day. It's appropriate for the Satin Lounge. And I wanted to talk more about what have you experienced from being called husbands. How important is it to you both for people to honor that, to recognize that? I understand that there's an emotional commitment there. There is something between the two of you that no one can take away. But the outside, the world, have you experienced prejudice? Is there?
Well, personally, I haven't. I don't think that we've dealt with that so much, but we have some friends who had a very telling experience with that. They got married during the window, and then they had a household accident. Ambulance comes, picks them up, and they rush to the hospital, and they stop. They take husband number one in, stop husband number two at the desk to do some paperwork and fill stuff out. And paramedic comes out, tells the nurse, that's his husband, send him in. And before that, we should also state that this particular couple, they didn't care really about the Marriage Act at all. They thought, well, it can be named anything as long as we have the same rights, it doesn't matter. After this incident happened, he was like, I completely understand now why it needs to be called marriage and why it is very important that it's honored. Patrick and I have made a conscious decision in our relationship to live out loud, not in your face, just out loud. If somebody introduces us, I don't like people saying that's his partner, that's his lover, he's my husband, and vice versa. And we really honor that to the point where just the other day the lady was like, I heard you say that's your husband, I got it. But I need to have that recognized. I have to have that recognized because I think our relationship is just as important as anyone else.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and before our commitment ceremony, one of the questions, a gay federal judge performed our ceremony for us. So he sat down with a little pre-ceremony meeting, and he's like, why do you want to have this commitment ceremony for your to be registered domestic partners? Because you can do the paperwork and not have any kind of ceremony. And I explained to him that there's a huge sociological impact to having the ceremony. It validates to your friends and your family that there's a commitment between these two people. It makes it more serious in the eyes of the world.
Right.
So he took that in and we moved forward. I mean, there was no question that it's valid
for us.
For you.
Yeah.
I recently took the no hate photo for the campaign, and I saw on the wall, I saw a photograph of you two.
Yes.
Together.
Wow.
And I felt so proud. I was like, this is what it's about. And the campaign that they're doing some really wonderful things and bringing awareness to equality because it's equal love.
Absolutely.
And I think it is really important. That's one of the reasons that I wanted to do this show, do the Satin Lounge. When's the last time you heard a Patrick call up a radio station and give a love dedication to a Harrison?
Yeah.
When's the last time you've heard that? Now, they've been together 27 years.
Right.
But there is not an opportunity to express their love to one another. And I wanted to be able to highlight that kind of love and that kind of existence. So you have music that is gender specific. It's a love song to her. It's a spoken word poem to him. Why not be able to have a platform to share that? Because love is equal.
That's exactly right. And it's real. This is where we are today. Thank God.
Sometimes there's a stereotype that just kind of, excuse the pun, rainbows over us all.
Yeah.
And, people forget that there are different levels of integrity, just as there are different levels of integrity in heterosexual life. You have some freaks. And you've got some hoes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then you've got some husbands and some wives. And I wanted to be able to share that with the world, which I think you embody so well in your life.
Thank you.
Has there been any challenges internally as you grew in love, trying to exist in this world where the challenges of you being out professionally may not have been the best thing to do?
Well, I've been in this business for a long time now, and so I kind of am who I am at this point.
Have you experienced any? I didn't get that audition. I didn't get that job.
When I was younger, yes, a lot of that. But now it's kind of like I'm known, especially in the theater community, and I don't have those issues anymore. Also, I have a rule about bringing your personal business to work.
Okay.
You know, if that's not the character, then that's not
It's smart.
the business.
I see.
You know, so I keep that away. Except when I mean only when I'm on stage. Now I live my life, and I'm not a flamboyant man in a extravagant sense.
But he's so sexy. Okay. He's just so
love that,
sexy,
thank
chocolate.
you.
Okay.
So I'm not extravagant in that way, but I not try to hide. My husband comes and have lunch with me sometimes, which we really enjoy, and I always introduce him as my husband, so I don't try to play that anymore. When I was younger, I did, because it seemed like that was the thing, you know, that needed to happen, but that was then in a sense of what the times have changed since then.
Yes.
We're talking some 20 years ago now. So,
Has it changed? Do you really feel that time has changed? Changed the way people view our lifestyles, our choices, our perspectives?
Well, I'm always an optimist,
Okay.
but in a lot of ways, it's all very superficial. The change is not deep. I think we're about a generation away from deep change.
I had to believe.
Wow.
I happen to believe. Agree. I have to agree.
He believes too,
I
Patrick.
believe you, baby. I do. Yeah, I mean, the thing that makes me happy are those artists who are not afraid to step forward. I think the young man who's on, what's the name of that? He's on a hit television show right now, a cable show. Oh, I can't think of the name of the show. But he stepped forward that he's gay and put himself out there, but I can't think of the name of the show right now, so that doesn't help you at all. How about that?
Well, you're saying that you just respect artists who are willing to risk their careers for truth.
Yeah, the truth.
Yeah. That was frankly an issue that I dealt with for a very, very long time. I've done radio for many years, but out to my family, out to my friends, but career-wise, not so much. You know, I was motivated by my daughter. My daughter is just recently came out to me, and that was a shock. But when she did, I thought about, I want this world to be kinder to her than they were to me. And she has aspirations and dreams, and my son is in the arts, and I wanted to see what I could do as my part in it anyway, and in creating a discussion, a dialogue of love, and I think the two universal languages in the world is love and music. And
Absolutely.
And I wanted to bring both of those together and see if we could create a platform for our friends, our gay friends, our family, to come together in unity and just love it out. You even use the lyrics of someone else's words to do so, if necessary.
I love you for that. I do.
What would you say to young couples, or not even young couples, any couples, because there are some who've been together a long time and not present in the relationship? What advice would you give to them for longevity, for passion, for sustaining a life of happiness in a relationship?
Well, our keyword has always been communication, because you've got to talk to each other, and not just, hi, how you doing? Not what happened today. All of that is important, because you've got to be, that's present in the day.
Right.
But then present in your relationship, you've got to talk about what's going on, what's affecting you in ways that may or may not benefit your relationship.